You are live. Here's the intro.
What episode is this?
46.
Surprise! We are back with a pop-up episode of Pod Deep's podcast. You got the notorious one, guiding you on this trip. We also got Squeak, or better known as Hughes, my bad.
Yeah,
And
you
we
good?
got Jay, and then we got Said also in the mix. So this episode is kind of gonna be off the cuff. We don't really have any set topics, I don't believe. We just gonna throw some stuff out there and just kind of get everybody's takes. It's been a while since we had, 4 people on at one time. So I'm looking forward to getting this thing going. So, Said, do you have a deep thought question of the day for us, or we just gonna move right into it?
You know what? We'll circle back to that. I'm gonna think of one, and we're gonna have one in probably about 15 minutes. But yeah, just circle back to me. I'll get us one.
Okay. So let's see. I had a topic, but the Blade ain't on with us because we definitely was gonna talk about them Niners. But
We can talk about it.
we'll still talk about them. What you think about last night's game with Lamar Jackson and the Ravens going in and beating the shit out of the 49ers? Say, go ahead. What was your thoughts?
Man, that was surprising to me. I thought the 49ers was I still think the 49ers are the best team. I just think they had a bad game. But boy, that was surprising that Baltimore handled them in San Francisco the way they did. I wouldn't have thought that was possible for them to be a beat like that. But hey, every dog got his day. A broken clock is right twice a day. So I guess it was just their time. Rather take a loss now than in a couple of weeks. So I still think they're the best team though, even though they took the L.
Squeak, what was your thoughts on it?
Hey man, that was shocking and surprising. Baltimore offense is not explosive like that, and they beat the 49ers by imitating the 49ers. They beat their ass on defense and offense. You know what I'm saying? Like their defense looked stellar, whereas the Niners really hesitated a lot on defense. That was really shocking to see them. Kind of their D line wasn't. They wasn't getting after Lamar like I thought they would get after him and stuff. So I was really shocked. I was really shocked about that. I think they created a blueprint to go against the Niners. I don't know if everybody can implement it, but I think they created a little blueprint though. If you got a more mobile quarterback, create some lanes and get out there. So overall, I was impressed and shocked at the same time.
Just to circle back, I ain't see it. If you ask me how they beat them, I really still can't tell you how they beat them. I just know Brock Purdy just crazy with the interceptions and the turnovers. That's the only thing I could think of that really showed up to me like they really beat them that way. I don't think they could do it again though. I really don't.
What about you, Jay?
I didn't see it. Next topic. I just saw the highlights. I just saw the highlights. Like I can't tell you, what happened. I know Lamar got loose. Purdy got the little baby women hands. I really don't like the 49ers, so I'm glad they lost.
I watched it and I think the biggest thing was the way the Ravens played defense. Lamar had a good game, but I think you was talking about a blueprint. You put pressure on Purdy and see what he gets, see what he is.
I think that's the weakest link on their team, on their offense.
He's been playing in a comfort zone for damn near a year and a half. To where he doesn't really have to do much, but the Ravens was on his ass.
Yeah.
And they made some good plays on some tip. They forced some turnovers. I got as far as Lamar, I was a little skeptical of him in the beginning of the season.
Mm-hmm.
Because in my eyes, he hasn't gotten any better.
Mm-hmm.
Like he was MVP of the league,
Mm-hmm.
but he's kind of just stayed right there. He
Mm-hmm.
hasn't just taken to that next level. So I was kind of low on him coming into this season, but I got to give him his props. He wins like 75 to 80% of the time. He wins, and he is now 20-1 against the NFC. So, the Ravens are that team right now. And this marks the second, everybody talk about the Niners, said wanted to crown them earlier this year. But this marks the second time they done got their ass whooped at home. Now, I know the first time they're going to say, oh, they didn't have Trent Williams, they had Debo. But if they got this all-star cast, all pros everywhere, to me, they should be able to take that. They still should be able to beat the Niners. But they got their ass whooped by the Bengals, and they got their ass whooped at full strength yesterday. So, but fortunate enough for them, they're in the NFC, and no one probably will be able to beat them.
So you think the Ravens could do that to them again? Like you think that can happen to them again? Like you don't think that was just a hiccup game? You think the Ravens are better?
Well, the Niners defense isn't as good as it was last year, in my opinion. They still got good players at every level, but they're not playing at that level they were like a year or two ago, where you just figured you couldn't do shit against them. What's taken off for them obviously is their offense because of Christian McCaffrey. He's made that offense just damn near unstoppable with him, and then Ayuk and Debo and what's the name. So to answer your question, do I think they can blow them out again? Probably not. But you ain't got to blow them out. All you got to do is beat them.
Got to beat them.
So
I just think, in my opinion, it was just a swerve. It was a swerve game. It was just like so many little bitty tips and batted balls, and you know what I'm saying. It just the luck. The luck favors the prepared for Ravens, and I ain't gonna take nothing away from them. They went in there and beat them. That was a good win. I mean, you can't take that against them. I just don't think that all the cards will fall that way for them. I just don't think that. But they came in there and beat the shit out of them.
They beat both of 49ers quarterbacks. Like they took Brock Purdy confidence from him. You know what I'm saying? And Sam Donald didn't have any confidence to begin with. When they meet up again, if they meet up in the Super Bowl, I think the Ravens will have the edge on them. I think the adjustment that the 49ers didn't do was lean more so on I was going to call him McCarthy, the running back, like they should have. You know what I'm saying? He is Purdy's safe net. He should be. But for whatever reason, I guess they believe in him, my man Purdy, and trying to let him loose and shit like that. But he didn't look good yesterday. He didn't look good at all to me personally.
Yeah, the only thing about it is I still don't trust the Ravens wide receivers. Like Zay Flowers, OBJ, maybe, there could be a chance that Mark Andrews comes back. But that's the only, I think the Ravens defense is legit. I think what we saw last night is that's not a fluke. That's who they are. Offensively, I don't know, they swerve with the running backs, they swerve with the wide outs. So, it's kind of like Lamar obviously he's the engine behind it all, because their parts really aren't that great, but he just such a dynamic of a talent to where he makes it work.
Yeah, he's a threat. He's a real threat. You start focusing on those receivers, he break out and run. You start trying to stop him, he start catching open receivers. it's amazing that they did do that offensively to them without his main target Andrews in the game like that. You know, they look good on both sides of the ball, in my opinion.
So with that being said, is Lamar now the front runner for MVP?
Nope. If we
No.
had to vote, I have to give it to Christian McCaffrey. He would be my MVP. You know, not to diminish anything Lamar has done, but when you go week by week, where we are week 16, well now we are week 17. Lamar started slow. He's picking up, but I can't knock McCaffrey for that. You know what I'm saying? So I would give it to him. He has my vote.
So McCaffrey has your vote because, like me, I mean, I'm not disputing it, but what is McCaffrey leading? Is he leading the league in touchdowns, rushing? I mean, what is he leading in?
If he's not leading, he's second, and he's the most consistent of the candidates. Dak was up in the running. Dak got dropped from the Bills game. Purdy was up in the running. Purdy got dropped from last night's game. I can't elevate Lamar when Lamar wasn't better than Dak or Purdy this year. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have the numbers this year. So to me, McCarthy is above him.
Yeah, I'm with you, Squeak. I think if you take, well, Lamar is probably, it's a crazy thing. Valuable is a crazy word, and that's what's going to get you every time. Because you take Lamar off that team, the team ain't a team.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to always be the most valuable. The most deserving of the award, I think, is Christian McCaffrey because he leads the NFL in touchdowns. If he's not first, he's.
I thought Mostert was leading.
I thought it was a tie.
Like
You might be right.
Oh, Mostert had like 21 or something.
And I think McCaffrey got. I thought he had 20.
It might be tied. They probably tied.
It was close, but
yeah,
anyway,
they 1-2. They 1-2 with each other.
But he leading the league in rushing. You know, he's leading. Scrimmage yards. I'm sure he's top 2 or top 3.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are a different team. Like I was saying, without him,
mm-hmm.
They lean on him. So I think he's deserving it the most. However, valuable is where you get me with Lamar because he's just the most valuable to his team. But if I had a vote, it'll definitely be McCaffrey, and Tyreek could be second, even though Tyreek, couldn't go the last game, the whole game. But man, I think them the 2 most valuable players.
Now, see, I would agree with you with Tyreek, but I seen them put in some work without him on the field. That's the only knock that I would have towards him. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I didn't see that team do some things without Tyreek on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we saw a team win the Super Bowl without him.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. But look how they look now, though.
Yeah, but they won the Super Bowl directly the next year. They let him go. So I understand his dynamicness, but it has been proven that you can win without him.
It's been proven by the Chiefs you can win without him.
It's been proven with the Chiefs, and he hasn't been there. He hasn't missed a lot of games with the Dolphins as of yet. But I wouldn't get like what makes him different than Calvin Johnson? Is it the fact that the Dolphins will make the playoffs? Is that it?
Probably. However, the difference between Calvin Johnson, it's all about this year. Your MVP is typically going to be a quarterback, but no quarterback is having an outstanding year. You could probably look at some of them years when Calvin Johnson should have won, and you fucking got, Kurt Warner. You got some crazy, you got crazy numbers from some quarterback. So it just happens to be a year that quarterback is down. So it's maybe the best time. It's the first time that, you ain't got a Holmes in 5 years. You ain't got Jalen Hurts. was preseason. He was supposed to be up there.
Mm.
Dak just fell off. I mean, Burrow hurt. You just got a lot of crazy stuff going on with your QBs. Rodgers ain't playing. This is it's one of them perfect storms for somebody else to win it. And I think that's different. Calvin Johnson, he played in that quarterback era too, Brady era. He just played in an era where, better quarterbacks or quarterbacks were healthy.
And I want to see that. I want to see that happen because you get tired of that award going directly to the quarterbacks all the time. You know what I'm saying? That's not fair for against the running backs, the receivers. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, but 7 times out of 10, they are the most valuable.
Yeah. I mean, but that ain't really the basis of the award, though. That's the position itself. You know what I'm saying? That's the position itself.
Most valuable, though.
The position is the most valuable. On most teams, the quarterback is the most valuable player on that team. So it's just a matter of, so for instance, the quarterback's the most valuable person on that team 8 times out of 10.
Right.
So now, if that team is at the top, if they got the best record in the league and that quarterback puts up great numbers, it's gonna be his.
Automatic.
Yeah.
Automatic.
There's only been I didn't agree. There's only been a few of them I didn't agree with. I didn't agree with Kurt Warner's.
When he took it from Marshall Faulk.
No, I mean they alternated. Like Kurt wanted. No, I'll take that back. Kurt deserved it the first year. The year they won a Super Bowl. He deserved it. Although Marshall was the key to the offense, I don't have any problem with Kurt getting it that first year because Marshall got it the next year, and then Kurt got it the year after that. So
didn't they trade during them years offensive that there's a MVP and there's an offensive player of the year? Did they alternate those as they were doing that too? So
yeah, I think because Kurt was MVP and Marshall was offensive player of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the year he really should have. That's the year he really should have won it. Kurt just had a better story. Like
99, he came out of nowhere.
The numbers.
Yeah. That back then, Squeak, there was all records that he did. I think it was passing yards and TDs. Was it both records
he didn't
something
get
crazy like that?
TDs because he fell a few short because Marino had the record like 48, but I think Curry had like 41.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I remember.
But Marshall the next year broke the touchdown record.
Yeah,
and that's when he won it.
Yeah. Okay. Total touchdowns. Yeah.
But yeah. So
what's your vote for MVP?
MVP at this point, it's one of those swerve years, like you say. I'm gonna have to give it to Lamar. If they get the top seed in the AFC, if they lock that up, I mean, you're gonna have to do some deep dives on his numbers. You're gonna have to count offensive. I mean, his rushing touchdowns and look at the fact that he just wins 80% of his games when he line up. So I would lean towards him, but I can't get mad at a McCaffrey or even Tyreek Hill, being in the running. Was there anything else in the NFL that we want to discuss before we move on to other sports? Anything else?
I want to bring up just a little side. This is kind of a side topic on NFL on our picks. Let the audience know we do a pick pool every week, right? Jared, you're gonna have to talk. You're gonna have to chime in on this because this is concerning you. So we do picks every week, right? And on all the NFL games, and our little Pod Deep group does picks, and we crown a winner every week based on the picks you made. We're having some static in the group these last few weeks because Jared is accusing one of the other of one of the other Pod Deep members of let's call it playing the numbers versus making his true picks. So, Jared, I want you to come out. I want you to make your case for why this is rigged to you, and why somebody could be cheating.
Okay. Let me go back. Purdy is going to win an MVP if they make it far enough into the playoffs.
All right.
Who am I accused? You talking about Hughes?
Yeah.
I was just saying. Okay, so it's two different games going on. The pool is meant to win the season, so we adapted it to be a weekly game with a season winner at the end. So whoever wins the most games for the week wins that week. It's not really set up to be that. It's set up to be, for the whole season. So I'm just saying we need to put some rules in place to adapt the game to make it, I guess, fit the structure that we're using it for. That's all I'm saying. So what happened was Hughes he missed picking a week. So he basically put himself out of contention to win the season. Everybody else is still trying to win the season, so we have to play tight. Sometimes we have to be conservative. We can't take, certain risks because we don't want to fall too far behind. So I'm just saying, I don't even know what I was saying. I probably was saying take him out of contention for the what? I don't know what the fuck I was saying.
No, that's what you were saying. You were saying it shouldn't count, but
which one was I saying? He shouldn't play for the week, or he shouldn't play for the season? I don't even remember what I was saying.
You were saying it was unfair for him to be playing for all of us to be playing for the season when he don't got a reason to play for the season.
Yeah.
That's kind of what your.
I had some change. I was saying not throw him out the competition, but just limit him maybe on the season or the week. It was one of the.
But ain't that the whole idea? I mean, if he want to risk, so my opinion of it was he putting up his money.
Right.
He putting up his money every week. He making his own picks. He is taking chances, like really risk. He coming up roses right now on a couple of them, but he taking his picks. I'm like, we gamblers, so I didn't think it was a big deal. But I just wanted to run. This is the first time we ever talked about it as a group without all these.
I think if you're not playing, go ahead. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
Besides all these missiles coming in the text that we be shooting at each other, I just wanted to just kind of get everybody's feelings on it while we was.
So hold on
before you take that. Hold on, I just want to add one thing. I think if you're not playing for the season and everybody else is, you're playing two different games. Yeah, shit. I'm kind of
gambling, right? You can play loose. Rodney play loose every week.
No, not he doesn't get too loose. He doesn't. He makes one or two.
What you talking about? What are you talking about?
Rodney doesn't get loose. He makes one or two strategic picks. And sometimes they come through.
Nah, man. Ain't no damn way he would have been able to pick the Falcons over the Colts.
Why not?
They're both shitty teams.
Yeah, but they. Shit, if I'm not mistaken, the Colts were the favorites.
So you mean y'all can talk about being gurus all season long, but my shit, I'm just picking out of a hat? Like, what the fuck?
So last year, Jared is in the same situation
That's what he said.
I'm currently in. And he wants to kick me out of the pool because I'm the dark horse of the pool.
I don't know why I'm catching strays.
Yeah, well,
like I get y'all shit, but
so to my defense, what happened is I accidentally created an additional entry and put my picks in that particular entry that's not in our pool by mistake. Did not realize that until the fellas text me, was like, you didn't get your picks in this week. I'm like, I showed them on my phone, like, I got my picks in. What y'all talking about? Did not realize that I set up an additional entry. So I'm down 90 points in our current pool. So I'm behind everybody at 90 points. But if Jared adds my 90 points to the current rankings, I'm a game above him. You know what I'm saying? So realistically,
So can we? So why don't we just do that?
That's what I said. That's what I said.
Everybody what? Everybody what?
Everybody know that you got. Everybody know that he got 90 points out there. So whatever he got, add 90 to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So wait a minute, Rodney. So this is what I said weeks ago. Now, if we would have added his 90 points, he can't take risks. As much risk. He has to play tight and straight like everybody else.
I don't have no cheat sheet.
I'm not saying you have a cheat sheet. When you're not playing for the season, it doesn't matter what your overall score is. You can take more risks from week to week.
You want to know how I do what I do? You want to know how I do what I do?
You missing the point. Missing the whole point.
You trying to figure out why I do what I do.
Right. No, what's your opinion? I mean, I know that you said you just gave us a possible resolution, but on the whole take, what's your take on it? I ain't heard you give an opinion on it. What do you think? Is it fair? Is it not fair? What's your opinion of
it? Is he paying up every week?
Good money.
Then hey, I don't give a fuck what you do. Like pick every underdog, But
that's what I'm saying.
But if you roll snake eyes, just pay up.
Yeah, that's me. That's what I'm. Listen, I won the first game of the season with this formula. So what are you talking about, Jared? I won the first game of the season.
Sure, he a system, man.
I want to circle back to why I call strange though.
So
that's what I want to circle back.
So basically,
man, fuck no, ain't no way. He picking fuck that.
What I was saying to you, Rodney, is that you picked a team that was not a favorite. That happens. That don't make you mad scientist. You just had a feeling like, you know what? They on the road. Or they at home. I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna go with this particular team. You know what I'm saying? Versus going with always the favorite. Last night, Baltimore was not the favorite.
We're not talking about favorites, man. We're talking about
this is where you get up in the fancy about, because when somebody pick the underdog and they win, you get upset because you go with all the favorites. And you have a history.
I don't go with all the favorites. You look at who I picked this week. I got a bunch of picks, and last week.
It cost you that week too.
I'm not talking about favorites. I'm talking about
since you didn't pay up on that one bet. You've been going downhill ever since.
Huge. I'm the biggest winner of the year. I'm up. Relax. I'm up. I already took my winnings and moved it to my bank account. What I'm losing already, that's separate. And I'm going to win again.
So that's and while we on this subject, I don't get involved in that all them side bets and shit. That shit be flying too fast and too frequent for me.
And they be having on tape delay.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So you're watching on tape delay.
Yeah.
So
the
side bets.
I just gracefully bow out on a lot of that shit. And just
listen. Hang on before we leave. If everybody's playing to win the season, shouldn't everybody be playing to win the season? That's all I'm saying.
Yes.
But if
you're not playing to win the season, that's why I said add your 9 wins back in.
But that's okay, because if I'm playing to win a season, I like my picks no matter what Squeak is doing. I like my picks. So if he want to at the end swerve an underdog, and he come up roses one time, all right, I give him that. But over the long haul, I should beat him. That's what I'm saying. Over the long haul, I should beat him. Sometimes it won't happen, but sometimes it will. But I liken that to like, complaining about the track dude that didn't have no legs.
The only way to make that statement true is to give him his 9 wins back earlier in the season and put him back in the long. He's not in the long haul. He can sit back and snipe and take more chances. He's not in the long haul.
Jared, that 9 games never made a difference. There are some weeks where I only got 40, I only got 60. There's just some weeks where I just made bad picks. How
many points? How many points you got right now?
Probably 13.
38. It's 138.
Yeah, 138.
138. So you got 1380.
Yeah, 1380
plus 90.
So when you add the 90, then you're looking at what?
147.
Yeah, 140. Yeah.
God damn. Okay.
Yeah, so I've had weeks where I've had 40 points. I only got 60 points. You know, a couple of teams I picked that I thought was gonna win didn't come through.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And the leaders are at like 15, right?
Yeah, y'all at 15, but you got to remember, I started off winning this shit. So I thought I was doing my shit. The second week, I don't know if I came second or third, but that third week when we went to Houston, that's when shit got hazy for me, you know.
Well, we got 2 more weeks be coming down to the stretch.
Oh yeah, I catch up
to see what happens. So
I ain't going for the title. I'm going for the side bet king.
So it ain't going. I'm not going to pull the shit that I pulled last year.
You making my point. He's not going for the title, so he can.
How can I win, Jared? How can I win? I'm weeks away. How can I win?
This is why I said add the 9 wins back in. Make it back.
It does not matter for me, man. This shit is over with for me.
So even if I'm trying to tell you, if his chances when he picked those bad teams, Jared, his chances go down. It's just luck. I mean,
yeah,
it's
less.
But listen, he can't pick the bad teams if he's playing for the. Listen, if I didn't play, if I missed like the first 4 weeks, if I missed the first 4 weeks, I'm out for the season. I can sit back and snipe week to week and make crazy picks and go all over the place where the other person, other people can't do that.
And lose your 10 for that week.
Yes. Thank you.
If I don't have to play tight, look at all these weeks that end in ties or go to point tiebreakers because everybody is playing tight. You can't take a risk.
Y'all gonna get my money back. Y'all want me to quit? Y'all want me to get my money back?
I think his points should have been added back in. Everybody plays for the season, or you don't. You probably need 2 different pools. Probably need a season pool and then a weekly pool.
Oh man, see, that's too much, man. That's too much.
We didn't hear none of this shit last year.
No, this didn't happen. People were missing like 1 game. It's the first time it happened.
No. Rodney missed the whole week too last year.
I don't think he missed a week. He missed like a game.
No, I missed. I didn't miss the whole week. Well, you know what? I think I did miss a week.
I think you got like your Thursday game in, and then that week you didn't get no picks.
Yeah, and still,
Exactly. I remember.
I hawked them down, then did the same shit over again.
Mm-hmm.
But then
I started off hot and flamed out. That's all.
But then I went head to head with the winner on the last game of the season, and I ain't have to pay shit.
And see, here's the flip side about
me or the Blade, because the Blade bet on me.
Yeah, I remember that bet. Yeah, I remember that bet. Cause see, what you don't realize, Jared, is that the pool is the pool. We have a continuation when we get to the playoffs to the Super Bowl. So the shit starts over at that point.
I don't know.
And Jared won the Super Bowl. He won the Super Bowl tournament. See, you lost the regular season, but you won the Super Bowl tournament. You got your ass beat in the regular season, but you won the Super Bowl.
2 different games. That's 2 different pools.
It's 2 different pools. So it does not matter. It does not matter what you do this regular pool. You know what I'm saying? We get to the Super Bowl pool. It's a bigger pool.
How's the Super Bowl pool a bigger pool?
Because we play, we take the money up.
So speaking of that, what are we doing for the season winner? Because last year it was 20, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it staying at 20?
Yep.
Yeah. So of course I want that to happen, but we didn't agree on that until like in the season last year. And Jared talking about he ain't playing. Fuck it, I ain't playing for the season, so I ain't paying. You know what I'm saying? So
no, I'm paying for the season. I'm paying.
No, I'm just trying to figure out because we took it. We changed mid-season on the amount. weekly
Yeah,
amount.
yeah.
Went from 5 to
Yeah.
10.
That
So
was
I
good.
we just don't stay with the 20 for the season winner.
My only
Wait.
thing, my only gripe, I was confused about the tiebreaker rule shit. That was the only thing that had me tripped up. Is
Yeah,
that was the only thing that was confusing. If it's two or more, it's head up. I mean, if it's two or more, it's a tie. That was the only thing that was confusing. I didn't know. I didn't think we did a good job of coming to a consensus of what we were doing when it came down to time and stuff like that. But we'll do a better job next year and stuff. You know.
Mhm.
Last year, Rodney, I don't see no whole weeks you missed. I'm looking at week 17. I see some games missed.
I thought I missed a whole week or something. And
Man,
y'all,
they everybody try to make their case sound a little bit better when they're going
I mean,
against the Kings. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Everybody try to make their case a little better.
But I don't get your point, Jared. Like, let's say you turn out to be the winner. If you eliminate me, you get less the pot.
if I eliminate you, I get less. I don't give a fuck about that. I want the game to be fair.
I don't control the game. I
By
don't control
you
the
not like there's a specific game, like there's a race going on. Everybody's
Mhm.
running a race.
that's
First person to this finish line is the winner. Now, if
Mhm.
you playing racing some different race, you playing a different game.
What does it matter?
Because if we're all playing basketball and then you start fucking throwing the ball around like a football, you're not playing the same game. Something has to happen. There has to be some rule. I get what you're saying. If he take a chance, he wins. I get all that, but I don't know. It's just
So you saying going forward, if a person has a certain amount of points in week whatever, they need to be eliminated?
no. We should have added your points back in and
Okay,
put
but
you
if you add,
back.
it didn't make a difference though if you add my points in.
No,
I'm
you
still
can't say that
looking.
because you didn't have the points. You weren't playing for the season early, so you
Jared, I
can
was
take the
always
risk.
counting. I was always counting them 90 points. I was always trying to figure out how to get them fucking 90 in there. But I've had 2 back-to-back weeks where I sucked ass. I got like 40 points, 60 points, and shit like that. So that's why my total is down like that compared to the leaders. You know what I'm saying?
So when did you give up on the season?
I ain't never gave up on the season. I've been making side bets every damn week. Shit.
I'm saying to win the season. To win the season.
Oh shit! I guess when I started realizing I had probably like 3 back-to-back bad weeks. You know what I'm saying? Like I felt like I could catch everybody, but then shit, I started seeing motherfuckers get like 120 on my ass, 130. Like shit.
And when that happened, what did your game philosophy change?
Nah, it didn't change. I was still making bets with you, said Anthony. But that
But
didn't,
you
that didn't
stopped
stop.
kind of playing to win the season.
Is that what you're trying to get me to know?
That's what you just admitted to.
Fucking like
That's what you just admitted to.
I just won yesterday. I just won yesterday. What are you talking about, Jared? Shit.
all right. So the moral of this story is Squeak, you need to put up $20 against our 10, I guess, to make this shit right.
He want to be the winner.
So everybody stay tuned. We got 2 more weeks left in the season. So we'll see who comes out as a champion of the Pod D Podcast football pool for the year.
And who's winning so far?
Huh?
Who's
new,
huh?
we got a new leader in the clubhouse this
Okay.
week. First week, it's Hot Rod. I forgot his name, but he's the new leader in the clubhouse.
Goddamn DK Metcalf Hawking.
He's the new leader in the clubhouse. We'll see how long that lasts.
I just I let y'all do y'all shit in the chat, going back and forth. I just sit back patiently, stick to the script. Like Bill Belichick say, on to Cincinnati. I'm just on to the next week, and
So I do have a question. What is y'all top points?
Say that again? What is our top?
What if you and Rodney top points?
I don't know.
How do we determine who is the leader? Like, do y'all split the pot?
That's a good question. I don't know about
I'm sorry.
what you got.
I would say, I mean, I probably will lose out in this instance, but I would say whoever won the most weeks.
The problem, I haven't won a lot of weeks.
No, I haven't won a lot of weeks.
Been consistent. I just been consistent 1 or 2 every week,
Yes.
or 2 most weeks. I ain't even won. I think I've maybe won twice all year.
Yeah, so I fall in the same category. So whoever won, I would say whoever outright won or won the most weeks will get the tiebreaker.
No, so this is what we'll do. If you all tie, it goes to the All-Star game.
What?
All-Star game.
Yeah, the Pro Bowl. I'm sorry, the Pro Bowl.
It ain't no Pro Bowl no more.
They done with the Pro Bowl?
It's a skills competition.
The skills competition.
Are y'all talking about tie for the season?
Yeah.
I would say the 2. I'm willing to do this. I'm gonna win outright anyway, but I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to roll the head-to-head, put that on the playoffs. If it comes up tied.
So you saying if it comes up tied, we go into the y'all take that amount and we roll it to the playoff.
No, you're not taking the amount, but I think what he's saying is if whoever ties for the season lead, you just roll it over to the playoffs, and whoever does better in the playoffs, that's the one who wins.
Yeah, keep adding those. Yep, keep adding 10 points every week. We're gonna do our separate playoff pot.
Right.
But for the 2 people who won it, go head to head in the playoffs against each other. If we want to do something like that.
Okay, that's fair. That makes sense. All right.
I mean, it's pretty much only 2 people. Well, no, the blade fell off.
Blade in it.
Yeah,
Blade might be in it.
He third.
I think he's third. A good
he third, but he like 3 games. He 3 games out though. I think.
Yeah, the 3 you can easily catch somebody in 3 games.
Well, not if you play a little tight. Not if you play conservative.
Because you're playing to win the season.
You know, if you in the top spot and you was like, damn, I might not take this. I might not take this long shot on this underdog. So I'm gonna play it close to the vest because I'm sure everybody else is gonna play it the same way.
Yeah.
So
good luck.
Right. That's all I was trying to explain. This nigga would be playing it close to the vest like everybody else had to.
Okay, so enough of the NFL talk. We moving on. We had some fights this weekend. We had Anthony Joshua fight, and then Deontay Wilder also fought. So what would you all? I didn't get a chance to see any of the fights, but as we know, Joshua won his fight, and Deontay Wilder did not. He lost a unanimous decision. So we going obviously with this being a boxing topic. We got to start with the fight doctor. So,
fight doctor.
Hughes, what do you think? What was your thoughts on this weekend's fights with Joshua and Deontay Wilder?
I think they had a good. I think they had a good event in Abu Dhabi, Dubai. I think Wilder let the ring activity get the best of him. He had the toughest opponent that night. He did not look like he was mentally like he had a real good game plan. He looked like he tried to use the intimidating factor against Joseph Parker. That shit didn't work, and Joseph Parker was tagging his ass the entire night. There were no knockdowns in that fight, but he had Wilder hurt multiple times in the fight, and Wilder is a patient fighter, but his fundamentals, everything just looked off. It's no excuse. Parker took it to his ass, whereas the next fight where Joshua got in there, that dude really didn't bring nothing to the table, and I thought Wilder made a big mistake signing up to fight such a tough opponent when your big money fight is the next fight. He should have took like a just like a easy tune up, and get the paper. You don't have to have the toughest fight on the card because he paid for it. And now that Anthony Joshua versus Deontay Wilder fight, that may be down the drain between them two.
Oh, that's a wrap.
Yeah, so what I'm saying. So with that being said, it's that was a bad move. That was a bad move, on his part. You know what I'm saying? To risk his career, he needed that big money fight like that, and I think they was probably gonna run it back in Dubai, and they was gonna pay them, man. But Parker was not scared of Wilder by no means. He wasn't intimidated. He came to fight. And that's what the hell he did. And he had a fair decision. Whereas when we saw Ngannou fight Tyson Fury, they blocked his decision. He clearly beat he clearly beat Fury in that fight. First professional fight, and he knocked down the champion. And they wouldn't give him the decision because of the fight that he had, the unification fight that he had coming up next year. You know what I'm saying? That's the black iron boxing. But this particular fight, they did the right thing, and they gave the underdog the decision because he clearly won that fight. And they didn't do what normally happens in boxing, where they stick the fans up and deny the fighter, the underdog, the right to get the victory.
It's quick. I got a question.
Go ahead.
So Wilder, he doesn't have a title. Joshua doesn't have a title.
Mm-hmm.
Normally in these situations, like with like Usyk and Fury,
mm-hmm.
right? They're fighting to unify the titles, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I can see. I mean, it's not right, but I can see, the judges, being like, yeah, he won, mm-hmm. to keep that lined up,
mm-hmm.
keep that unification bout in play.
Mm-hmm.
But with Joshua and Wilder, ain't no titles involved. It's just you always wanted to see those two fight to see who will win.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that Wilder lost, what does it really change? Like he wanted all because ain't no titles on the line.
The ability, I think, if I'm gonna step in only for Fight Doctor, correct me if this is my thought on it. The selling of the fight changes dramatically because Wilder's coming off of a loss that he didn't look good in.
Mm-hmm.
So, he can't sell that fight to nobody. I don't want to buy that shit now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see Joshua and Wilder fight and Wilder just got beat and Wilder been getting beat. I don't want to see that shit no more.
Mm.
And so my 2 cents in it is, first of all, I hate a 10 a.m. fucking fight card for us. That's just crazy to me, man.
It's
crazy. The card itself was a really good card.
Mm-hmm.
It has like 5 straight knockouts on the card. So it was entertaining. It was entertaining, although I'm trying to watch it at work. It's
Mm-hmm.
entertaining as hell.
Yeah.
But it's just I hate that 10 o'clock fight time. I gave up with boxing, man, when they ripped and got you off. That was a clear rip off, man. No way. And the guy you've been so courteous about it, like, I don't know if he don't know better or he just like, I'm just happy to be boxing.
Yeah.
I clearly be like, man, he steady want to box people. So,
mm-hmm.
So I was tuned out by that. And the thing about Joshua looked like the real deal. I'm not familiar with that competition. That was a really good competition for him.
It was.
He looked like a real deal. He looked like he could be he's a heavyweight champ. And Wilder, he just looked like trash to me. He looked like his one punch power. He done. I think he can't box. I think he just can load up and just swing real hard, and knock people out. But I don't think he a boxer. So my 2 cents on the whole thing.
That's we already knew that though.
Mm-hmm.
But
we already knew.
Let me inform you on something. That was the exact scenario Mike Tyson was in when he fought Holyfield. Holyfield previous fight before they ever fought, he didn't look so good in. And Mike was just getting out of jail. So you have to remember that they had already had a negotiated signed fight but Mike went to jail. So when Mike gets out the jail, he gets the belts and everything. Holyfield don't look good. Holyfield got knocked out by Riddick Bowe. He don't look good in his come up fight. He also lost to Michael Moore and stuff like that. So you now have an opportunity for Mike Tyson to avenge the one fight, his nemesis that he never got a chance to fight. Holyfield ain't looking good. So he was a huge underdog. You know what I'm saying? And Don King was just serving Holyfield up to Mike Tyson. Well, Holyfield reversed all that shit. He stepped up to the plate and beat Mike Tyson ass, not once but twice. And that's how he got back to the limelight.
Yeah.
So sometimes in boxing you can do that.
Yeah, Holyfield also, I mean, that heart that heart thing that he had also played a part in him not being like nobody wanted to clear him to fight.
Right.
So, you know, that played a part in it too. But yeah. Jay, what do you think? Did you get a chance to look at the fights?
Yep. The highlights. I think Wilder. Yeah, I'm more of a highlight person now, or watch it later. I think Wilder, like Cedric said, he just not skilled. He just gets lucky. His time is done. Maybe he'll fight again. Make some money. Fight a lesser guy than he fought last time. Squeak, you got a point too. He shouldn't have took a fight with a tough guy. He had a money fight lined up. He should have matched him up with a bomb, an easy win, and then let him fight Joshua. And where he would have probably lost to Joshua. So he played himself out of some millions of dollars by taking that tough fight. So yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Agree.
Okay. I'll throw Jay a bone. Is there any UFC news that we need to be caught up on, kept abreast of?
Was that last weekend? UFC 296.
Week before last.
Before last. What's his name? Rocky Edwards beat Kobe Covington. Kobe is
Leon Edwards.
Yeah,
Leon.
speaking
Rocky is his nickname.
Okay.
Question. So how do you feel about the white boy going to LeBron the way he does?
Who, Kobe?
Yeah. How do you all feel about, like, if you're LeBron, you just you don't pay it no mind, or does it get to a point where you like something you got to put an end to this shit?
He just ride his coattail. That's all. Kobe ain't no champion. He ain't no champion. He ain't run no belt. He just riding LeBron coattail. He a Trump supporter. There's nothing wrong with that. That's opinion. But he's a what do you call it for the UFC? Just I ain't gonna call it clickbait, but just he sparks up a lot of controversy and stuff like that.
You can call it clickbait. It's a gimmick. Which
that's what it is.
After the fight, his in-ring interview, and Trump was at the fight. And Trump was applauding him. He still was talking that tired Trump stuff. It's just old. It's just an old gimmick.
And that's why he gets all the fights, because he keeps his, kind of like Conor McGregor. He keeps that buzz for himself. You know what I'm saying? Which is what some fighters have to do. Floyd Mayweather was the bad guy, but he never had like the negative shit. You know what I'm saying? But that works for Kobe. Shit, Kobe has a Hall of Fame resume. You know what I'm saying? He damn near been in over everybody. He ain't beat everybody, but he damn near been in over everybody. You know, he definitely going in the Hall of Fame, because he's very entertaining.
So what I'm hearing is it's just background noise, and LeBron should always ignore it.
Yeah. LeBron's 6'9", where Kobe he's 6 feet, right? He not 6'1". I think he's like 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? So shit, yeah, he.
Yeah, it's just talk, Rodney. It's
just talk.
I didn't even know he was talking about LeBron. It's just talk. Nobody pays attention to that.
Like he really goes at LeBron all the time.
Mm-hmm. But him and LeBron are not even on the same level, even though they don't play in the same sport. LeBron has achieved the highest of the high in basketball, where Kobe ain't came close to that.
You know what it is? It's clickbait. It's a gimmick. but it's really just trolling. He's just trolling.
That's what I couldn't think. That's exactly what he is. He's a troller. He does it different from Conor McGregor, but he's a troller.
Yeah, like all I really know of the guy is like, he like you say, he's Trump. He's a big Trump supporter, but he goes at LeBron constantly. So I just kind of, when we got to this UFC topic, that made me think about, if you're LeBron, you just ignore the shit and keep it moving, or does it get to a point where you like, I need to do something. I don't know what, but something.
How could anybody really hate LeBron? Some kid that started playing at like 17, 18, playing 50 fucking years consistently.
Plenty of people
hate about him.
It's a lot of people hate him.
Crazy.
He's like I would say he's one of the most hated athletes.
Because he speaks up, Jared. He doesn't. He speaks up. That's rare that you get a athlete with his status to speak up and out with the things that he's spoken up about. You know what I'm saying?
But you know who hates people? Black people who speak up. You know what I'm saying? Racist.
Some black people and racist people.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on. So I threw Jay a bone with the UFC. I threw Squeak a bone with the boxing. Now I'm finna throw a bone to Sid. Well, I don't know if I'm throwing him a bone, but we finna go to something near and dear to his heart. The motherfucking Los Angeles Lakers raised a banner for the in-season tournament. Like, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck is that about? Well, first of all, Sid, have you went on Amazon to get your in-season tournament replica ring? Is it in the mail, Christmas, delayed?
Hey,
inform the listener on how you feel about this.
If they came out with a T-shirt, I'm getting it. First of all, because it is an accomplishment. It's the first time ever being done in the NBA. So put some respect on them Lakers' name. Now, it's gonna be a big deal later down the line. Y'all joking about it now. It's gonna be a big deal, as this in-season tournament brought some spice to the NBA season.
I think so too.
Now we're reeling afterwards. I hate. It brought some there was some playoff games. We was watching some playoff kind of games. And look, when the Lakers are playing for something, they're a different team. They're a different team. Y'all see when the real playoffs start, they're gonna turn it on again. But to answer the question, that was a big deal for the Lakers fans. That was a big deal. That was a big deal for the Lakers. And to be called the first in-season champ ever, gotta work.
So, okay. So before I go, Squeak.
That'll work.
Squeak, what is your what is your feelings on the Lakers raising a banner for winning the in-season tournament?
I think that's great motivation. I think the NBA did a good job of adding something new to the NBA. We see that for March Madness. You know what I'm saying? And you always feel like there should have never worked in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So for the teams to all come along and I picked the Bucks to win that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I was really shocked that the Lakers pulled it off. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's good motivation for them in season that when they're going down, they have their shit to talk themselves like, listen, y'all, we could do this. We can do this. I think going forward, that's going to be a good look for the NBA for whoever team wins that in-season championship to keep on pushing and keep motivating themselves to keep on going towards the finals. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a good look. I think it's another way for the NBA to make that money. But I think a good coach and owner will use that as motivation. That's my take on it.
Jared, what is your take on the Lakers raising a banner for the tournament?
I think they have to raise it. I I'm pretty sure the inventory mandated that they raise it to help sell the tournament, for next year to make it a prominent thing that fans look forward to.
Celebrate.
So yeah, I think they had to do it whether they wanted to or not. So I'm pretty sure they'll sell some merch.
Oh, stop it!
You know it is because the theme would be next year the in-season champions versus the finals champions. If that's not the Lakers, let's just say sincere in here. Let's just say that it's not the Lakers, right? That make it to the final. That will probably be next year's Christmas game or Thanksgiving game. You know.
I get from your sentiment you don't like it, right?
This is bullshit, man. Like, first of all, I guess I'm in the minority. First of all, I don't even know how the fucking tournament worked.
Yeah.
Do you know how it worked?
Nah, I don't know if they ask teams if you want to participate or what.
so we all don't know how the shit played out, how it worked, but because I think it's a scam. Like, I don't think motherfuckers give two shits about it. I'm okay, so I guess I'm more in line with what Jay was saying. I don't think nobody gives two fucks about it. I think the NBA just is forcing this shit on everybody. And if you're in the NBA, if you're a player, you have to go along with this dog and pony show. So you have to act like you're really into it and you really give a damn about it. So the Lakers raise this fucking banner. What happens in 3 or 4 years when no one gives a fuck about the in-season tournament anymore? So now you got this dumbass banner sitting up there. You the in-season tournament champion, but over the next 2 or 3 years, it fizzles out. Now you just got that dumbass banner hanging up there.
It ain't fizzling out though, right when you won it. You win an award. You don't. When somebody asks you, you can come to your house and like, what's this award for? You can make that shit up for anything. Player of the year. You know what I'm saying?
You can't make up in-season tournament. I mean, so if there's no longer an in-season tournament and there's still a banner hanging up there, what you gonna make it up? Like, oh no, we won the chip that year.
I think
you won an in-season tournament championship that don't exist anymore. Like, I don't know.
I think they'll take it down. Let me throw something in about the tournament and let me pivot and get your opinion. It's something nobody in the group has talked about. I want to bring up, but one positive about that tournament is I like how they have that payout structure for, I think it's first and second place win. You win a lot of money. It's like $500,000 per player. So a lot of like rookies and lower paid guys, like bench warmers, got a $500,000 check. So I think that part is good. The payout is good. But what's your guys' opinion? Right now, I don't mean to hijack this, but we never talked about this. What's your guys' opinion on the NBA allegedly trying to keep the Big Three from competing with them in the lawsuit that the Big Three has against the NBA right now? How do you guys feel about that anti-competitive nature, that they are being accused of? Or do you not even think about it?
Want me to go?
Yeah, you can go ahead. I gotta toss that around in my head for a second.
So I think to me, what that comes down to is control. I think the NBA is losing out on a great opportunity to have like a sisterhood league. And I'm not talking about like no G League. I'm talking about something that could be celebrated during like their All-Star week or something like that. Basically what the Big Three was doing was not trying to compete with the NBA. And kind of how like you would have a car rental company and then you have Uber or you have Lyft, right? And you have that company looking at like Uber or Lyft, like, well, I wonder if they're friend or foe. They're foe. They're not your friends. They have a business right up under your model. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's how the NBA has perceived the big three. They see them as real life competition. They're not inviting to them when I feel like they should be, but I think it's all about business and control for them. Whereas I thought Ice Cube did a good job of making sure that he kicked off the big three after their season. They're not trying to come on top of the NBA. They're just recruiting their players. And once you retire, or once you've been pushed out the league, you know what I'm saying? Come do this if you still got game and can ball. And he's proven that guys that you knew about that you haven't seen anymore still got game. He's proven that. He's proven that his formula is going to work, and it has worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see that tournament and being played. It's not like that I've ever attended one, but I will support it in the future, though. I just think the NBA is on some malicious business type thing, and I think they made a huge mistake in not partnering with the big three, in my personal opinion. From what I see.
Okay. So as I toss it around in my head, it has to be something with Ice Cube. Like, there has to be some kind of friction between them and him and the NBA, because the big three is not a challenge to the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
A player coming out of college is not going to sit there and be like, am I going to sign with an NBA team or a big three team?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the issue between the NBA and Ice Cube? That's my question, because they're never like you like, they're retired NBA players playing in the big three, not current. Well, I think Jaylen Brown, he was like the first current player to play in the big three game. But there's no risk of current NBA players playing in the big three. So I don't see it. I mean, it's not a direct competition. So what is it between Ice Cube and Adam Silver that he doesn't like? I think is the question, because the big three will never be will never be in a position to overtake the NBA. It's a side thing. It's Harlem Globetrotter type shit. So that's my take on it. Like, what's going on with Ice Cube where they don't, where the NBA don't want to embrace it.
I mean, and they've already stole from the big three so far. When it comes to their All-Star games, didn't the big three have like a 4-pointer shot or something like that? That's a little deep or something like that they took and added to their shit. So they're still in. Ice Cube already know they looking. They don't want to do business, or either they want all of the business. However that goes, you know what I'm saying. I don't know if he playing hardball or if he know his business, or whatever that personally is. What's your
He offered to give the NBA 15% free when he started. He wanted to partner with them.
Yeah,
and they
that
turned it down.
That would be smart.
Yeah, he wanted to partner with them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Like, what is it with Ice Cube that the NBA don't like? Because this, like I said, the big three is never going to be in competition with the NBA.
No,
Should go? I would like to see the big three in the Olympics more so than like, I think it's easier to get three star superstars versus each other. You know what I'm saying? In the 3-and-3 more so than you getting the 5 and shit like what we have now. What's your opinion on it, Jay?
It's anti-competitive, predatory, like bullying of the small guy, and I'm glad it got picked up. A lot of times lawsuits like that get thrown out, and the interest of the bigger company gets protected. So I'm glad it's going to trial, and I'm pretty sure Ice Cube is going to win, and the NBA is going to have to settle, which will boost his brand and be able to let him, grow the brand. I think it's great. A guy we grew up on owning a sports league, a black guy that we grew up on owning the sports league. So I think it's a great idea, and I hope he wins his lawsuit and they have to settle and they have to play ball with him. The stories I hear, they're like blocking certain advertisers from advertising with him. They say if you advertise with him, then you will never advertise with us. Certain owners, if you invest in the big three, then you can never own a team. So they're trying to basically put him out of business, in my opinion. So I hope I'll be watching it when it goes to trial and see what the outcome is.
Okay.
I just want to get your guys' take on that. Being big sports fans.
Okay. So while we still on the basketball vein, I want to get you guys' opinion on Cam and Mace. It is what it is. Their show signing the deal with Mark Jackson. What's your take on that? How do you feel about that? And I don't know if you all watched the episode when Mark was on there, but he was on there, and I actually watched Cam on All the Smoke podcast, and he explained the negotiations and how things transpired with him and Mark Jackson, and how that played out. But just overall, how do you feel about them giving Mark Jackson a chance and OJ for also?
So help me out. When you say giving him a chance, will he be on their show?
They're in partnership. So the way I interpreted it, he's gonna have his own show.
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson, called, what's the name of it? With All Due Respect.
Okay.
Yeah, With All Due Respect is going to be the name of his show. But the way Cam was talking on All the Smoke, like they're in a partnership. Like he offered to give him $250,000 just to show that this ain't no bullshit. Like this is real. What we talking. And of course, Mark didn't take it, but they went into partnership. So,
and is this a podcast?
Yeah, he's gonna Mark Jackson gonna have his own podcast, and I guess it's in partnership with what Cam and Mace is doing.
Okay, and one last question. I'm sorry before you go, Jay. So is Mark not NBA analyst anymore?
No, he was let go from ESPN last summer, or this past summer. He was let go along with Jeff Van Gundy, and he was going to He was going to be a announcer for the New York Knicks.
Mm-hmm.
Because Clyde Frazier is the Knicks announcer. So he was going to fill in for Clyde Frazier whenever he wasn't available for Knicks games.
Mm-hmm.
But that deal fell through.
Okay.
So basically, he just he don't have anything. So Cam was on all the Up and Smoke. That was a rap tour. All the Smoke.
No.
So he was on All the Smoke saying that, he saw Mark Jackson, he's a New York legend, and this nigga done had a job, whether it be playing basketball, coaching basketball, or announcing basketball, and now ain't shit popping for him. He wanted to reach out and be like, hey, you that nigga, so hey, this is what we got going on. I want you to be a part of it, whatever. And Mark was, kind of hesitant. And like I say, Cam say he showed him the bag, $250. Like, hey, this is yours. Hey, this is just to let you know this is real, whatever. But they eventually worked it out. He said it took like maybe 6 months or so for them to work the deal out. But long story short, he brought Mark in, and I think they're partnering, and Mark is going to get his own podcast.
That's a good look, man. I'm proud of them for that. I just had to get the understanding of what's going on, because I forgot about those ESPN layoffs and who all was affected. With the current NBA season going on and stuff. That's crazy, man. Here you have a New York legend, basketball legend. You know what I'm saying? I'm praying for him. I'm praying for him. He has a great basketball IQ. He never came off as a nasty, ignorant announcer or anything like that. I liked him as a coach for the Golden State Warriors. I always thought he should have got another NBA coaching job. So I'm pulling for him. I'll be looking at the show. As soon as they're out. I'll do my due diligence and stuff like that. It's a good look though. Shout out to Cam and Mace for that.
Yeah, I mean Cam and Mace, they've been making a lot of good moves.
Mm-hmm. That's a good look, man. I could see why Mark would be hesitant. Like Cam say what the fuck he gonna say. He don't give a shit. I could see Mark hesitant to trying to bring his brand there because he stand on principle, which is different from what Cam was stand on. But they from NYC. As long as Mark speak on that, like, listen, I'm gonna do it my way, and this, and you guys okay with it, man. That's a great move. Us helping each other out is what we always talked about, and I won't criticize them. I salute them. Shout out to them, man.
But I don't know if you saw the episode that he was on their show, but the one thing about it, Cam and Mace, they know, even though they say what the fuck they want to say, they still have an understanding of what's like. So when Mark Jackson was on, it wasn't none of that wild shit.
Mm-hmm.
It was barely cursing. They were barely cursing on that episode.
Okay.
Out of respect for Mark Jackson.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they know when to turn it on, turn it off, because they did the same thing for I think when Stephen A was on there.
Okay, yeah. Because that keeps
it wasn't wild. They really wasn't wilding out when Stephen A was on there.
I like that because listen, that keeps us from working with each other. You know what I'm saying? It's like people want to come mess with you, but if you're gonna wild out and mess my brand up, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, I don't want. I wouldn't. Yeah, I understand why people would be skeptical. Yeah, I respect that.
That's a great move. Basically, they're building out their network and adding him on as a partner on his own show. That's smart of them not to try to include them on that show because they would have to like tone it down all the time. So that's a good move. I like it.
Hey, they need to get that boy Shannon. They need to get Shannon will fit good with them too. And he will feel good doing his own shit. They need to get Shannon.
I think that's coming. Because I've seen stuff where I can't remember where I saw it, but I've seen something somewhere where Cam has kind of been making overtures to Shannon about certain things. And plus, so I don't know if you've seen the thing that him and the Shannon and
Ocho
Chad Johnson got.
Yeah, I like their show. They got good chemistry together.
So like Club Shay Shay, you would see like Shannon still is reserved.
Mm-hmm.
He won't curse too much. He won't say too much, but you see more coming out, with him and Chad, to where he talking about fucking how he would fucking fuck old girl.
Megan Stallion.
Yeah.
Good.
Fuck her. You know what I'm saying?
So and Chad bring that out in him because we never seen that from him though. We never seen him that side from him.
Yeah. So like he comes to the line on his pot on this Club Shay Shay and all that shit, but with him and Chad, like he goes all in.
He do.
So yeah, I could see him fucking with Cam and Mace on that shit.
I would like to see that. I would like to see Chad and Shannon link up with Cam and Mace. I never thought I would like to see them back together, but man, I like to see Cam and Mace together. You know what I'm saying? I'm still waiting on that day. It would be Cam, Mace, and Jimmy. You know what I'm saying?
That ain't gonna happen.
I know, but you know, it's always that's a crazy relationship they have, a dynamic, because it's either Cam and Jimmy or Cam and Mace. You know what I'm saying?
But to be fair, I mean, I won't know say to be fair, but who wants to hear what Jim Jones got to say?
I mean, listen, I never thought I would like to hear them talk like that. You know what I'm saying?
But even that being said, we still always knew that they had a sports background. Like, like we always knew. Like, I won't say we, but like I always heard that Cam and Mace could ball.
Yeah, I've heard that too. Yeah, and
I've always heard it, like they played ball for real.
Yeah.
So so you knew they had that type of background. I ain't never heard shit about Jim Jones.
I don't think he probably was a hooper like that.
So it's like I don't think he fits. I don't think he ever fit in that dynamic.
Yeah, I get that. I get that.
Okay, so we've talked NFL, we talked UFC, we talked boxing, we've even talked Big Three. Not even a sport.
That's a sport, is basketball.
Yeah, but it ain't a professional sport. It's Harlem Globetrotters, but whatever.
Hey, before we wrap up, we're gonna do it. We're gonna still do our NFL Super Bowl picks. Who y'all got? NFC, AFC? Has it changed?
Nah, I mean, shit. We can say that for the. I mean, if you want to, you can, but we still got 2 weeks left in the season. Okay. Hopefully we don't take another 4 weeks for another show.
Yo, but real quick, are the Chiefs out?
Out of what?
Contention to go to the Super Bowl.
Nice.
Yes.
They saw their plan.
Yes.
I think so too. Yeah, I think so too.
Yes.
Any given Sunday, but they ain't looking good.
Yes. The Ravens are better, and if it came down to it,
that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted.
Buffalo might be better.
So let me ask y'all a question. Do you all think the Chiefs look bad because of old boy in Washington, Eric Bieniemy? You think his departure, along with I can't say Tyreek, because when Tyreek left, they went to the Super Bowl. This is the first year without Eric as one of the play callers. They look like shit.
I mean, you can't help but to make that connection.
Not that Washington looks great. Eric didn't have any say so in that, but they are playing better.
That don't matter. Tyreek Hill left. They won a Super Bowl.
Right.
Eric Bieniemy leaves. They 9-6 and pointing fingers, slamming helmets. more popular because a little skinny bitch is in the press box. So, yeah, I mean, yeah, you can make, to me, you can make that correlation that Eric Bieniemy meant a lot more than people wanted to give him credit for.
Yeah, that's not being put out there at all.
Because when he was there, Andy Reid called the plays.
Right.
Andy Reid is the brains behind the operation.
He's still there.
But now Eric Bieniemy ain't there, and they 9-6, and probably win. Play one game and be out.
And the crazy thing about the Chiefs is they have a solid defense. It's the offense that's letting them down. It's the offense that's letting them down. They have a solid defense.
Yeah.
Their defense is ranked 2nd and 4th throughout the league. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I wanted to bring that up. Yeah.
And just a side note, and this is just me. Like, I hate Patrick Mahomes, not his play, but because he still holding on to that silly ass haircut.
The Mohawk.
He's still holding on to that shit. It's just like, come on, dude. Like, give it up. Like James Harden, he figured it out and he moved on. But like Patrick Mahomes, but I guess Patrick Mahomes is like he in that gray zone. He little white, little black, and, so maybe that's got something to do with it.
You hate that man because of a haircut?
I don't hate him. I said that. But I don't hate nobody. But I'm just saying, it just bugs me like this nigga walking around with that silly ass haircut.
Yeah, I was sure. That's funny. I'm laughing because it's funny you say that. I was looking at the game the other day thinking that same shit to myself. Like, I still got the damn Mohawk.
It's not cool when you lose.
Man.
No, it ain't got shit to do with losing. It's just like,
you don't like this haircut.
Like that wave is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Find you something else. But
that's for little kids now.
I don't even think little kids do that no more.
Sure, that's for little kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like we've lost our fourth partner for good.
Hit the deuces.
We lost him for good. So it don't look like we're gonna get that deep thought question that we was promised earlier in the episode.
Mm-hmm.
So as we always do, we'll finish this episode off with our swerves of the week. I don't know if any of you got them. I ain't got one, but I'm gonna throw it out to you. And by the time it comes back to me, I probably have one. But who has a swerve of the week that they want to go ahead and throw out there?
I'm gonna throw my swerve of the week out. It don't have nothing to do with sports. I'm gonna throw my swerve out for the New York prosecutor, district attorney in the Jonathan Majors case. They are my swerve of the week for that rap contraption job they did on that dude, whether he innocent or guilty. It's like two people having a couple quarrel and only one person gets blamed. So that's how I feel about that. I thought the DA was dead wrong.
Wait. Say it.
I thought the DA was
prosecutor. So you saying the prosecuting attorney is your swerve of the week?
No, the DA, district attorney.
The DA, the swerve of the week for going
Jonathan
after.
Jonathan Majors. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like I said, because as I think I was the first one to state it, you can't knock somebody's swerve of the week. So I'm not knocking it. I just need clarification.
No problem. I repeated it.
I'm knocking it, but you want to.
No. I just need a clarification.
Okay.
Because we made it clear in one of our early episodes that you cannot knock someone's swerve of the week. So Jay, what you got? Who's your swerve of the week?
Deontay Wilder's management for letting him mess up the bag. So many boxing fights are one-sided bum fights because you're trying to milk, the crowd for money. They needed to employ that tactic. One more fight to get him to that Joshua fight. And somebody dropped the ball and put that dude in with a tough fighter and messed up the money.
Oh, let me interrupt you on that one, Jay. The Anthony Joshua fight the negotiation for that did not take place until they got there. So they have been BSing around it. They didn't get that sign until they got over there. So I don't know.
I think that was preset, man. It was they both win and they go to the next fight.
Yeah, I think and I'm not knocking your swerve. I think he played the cards wrong. I 100% agree with you. Go ahead.
I think that was the whole point of that event was to get them to. I think I heard Eddie Hearn talking about it. To get them to fight, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
He would have lost anyway to Joshua. Would have been a one-sided fight.
Oh, I don't know about that now.
Come on. Deontay Wilder is a one-punch fighter. He's not skilled at anything but throwing the right hand. He got he got Louisville. He got Louisville Sluggers for legs. Joshua's the better boxer. I mean,
that don't mean nothing.
It don't mean nothing, but I would definitely ride with Joshua in a Joshua Wilder fight.
You think Joshua can handle Deontay Wilder power if he get hit?
If
yeah, you got to catch him.
Ain't no got to catch him. He's gonna catch him.
But if Joshua controls him, if Joshua controls him with boxing, I mean, okay. So I mean, I didn't watch the fight. So how did
Joseph Parker
beat Devontae Wilder?
Yeah, he had no fear. He was just letting his hands go. He was coming forward. Wilder tries to lure you in, or he tries to come get you. He just tried to lure Parker in. He was trying to bully him at first in the press conference, and this shit worked. Joseph Parker was going after his ass, letting his hands go. Some shots he was missing, some shots he was landing. Most of the shots he was landing was hurting Wilder. Wilder couldn't get nothing off on him.
So Anthony Joshua couldn't. He doesn't have that same skill set.
Nah, hell nah. You ever seen Anthony Joshua fight? I mean, hold on. Let me say this.
To be honest,
here's the thing. Anthony Joshua is a built-up fighter, and most of all his opponents, he should be able to beat. He's lost twice, right? And each opponent he's lost to have been smaller guys with faster hands. You know what I'm saying? None of them have the power of Deontay Wilder. None of them have the power of Deontay Wilder. You know, what'd you say, Jerry?
I think for the record, we have to state or agree that Joshua is not the bee's knees. He's not a great heavyweight.
Yeah, that's why this fight hasn't. That's why this fight hasn't taken place. Like, you didn't need to build them up to get them to fight. All they had to do was just sign a damn contract. And everybody
could
have fought this past weekend.
Everybody would have been there. They've been stalling this damn fight for them two. Have been stalling for years for whatever damn reason. When they both had the titles, the fight was being stalled. Neither one of them had no damn titles, and they still stalling the damn fight.
So why do you think that happened? Like, why do you think the fight never transpired?
I think they're intimidated by each other. They don't want to fight.
At one point, Joshua had two of the belts?
He had 3 belts.
He had 3 belts, and Wilder had the other one.
Right.
And they couldn't come together on fighting in the UK or over here.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Hit us with your swerve of the week.
Jimmy Carter.
Oh man, why is Jimmy Carter swerve of the week?
Because Jimmy Carter went into hospice in the summertime, and he's still alive. Like, Jimmy, goodness. Are you bullshitting us? Like,
oh my goodness,
what's going on? Like, you can't. Like, he was at his wife's funeral. Like, his wife died last month.
He don't put himself in hospice. The doctors put you in hospice.
Okay, but he's still alive. Black folks go in hospice. They're dead within 7 days.
Hey, that's not true. I have a great aunt. They placed her in hospice. I think she lived about 3 to 4 years later. Had us coming.
She's on the Jimmy Carter timeline.
Yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah, she's on the Jimmy Carter timeline. Hey, I say that in jest, obviously, but y'all put me on the spot. So yeah, Jimmy Carter is my swerve of the week. What are you doing? Like, if you ain't gonna die, then continue on. Hey, but real talk though, Jimmy Carter, he gets a lot of flack for being a bad president because he was a one-term president, but he did a lot of things after he was out of office that were that were very instrumental, or well, I would say instrumental. Yeah, I say instrumental. He did a lot of good things outside of his presidency that he doesn't get credit for. So I'm when I say swerve, I'm not knocking Jimmy Carter because he's a good dude. He did a lot of things, but it's just like, damn, I thought you was on hospice, nigga. But if you're still alive, what you doing?
Keep fighting.
All right. So this gonna wrap up the Sports D podcast. I don't even think I put the episode out there, which number this is. At this point, it don't even fucking matter. Like, if you like us, if you fuck with us, like, subscribe, you know what I'm saying? Do whatever.
Just watch it.
Just watch this motherfucker. Shout us out. Do something. But yeah. Notorious one. Hughes, Jay. We lost Sid, but hey, we're gonna all sign out and give you a big peace. Love, and everybody get home safe.
And happy New Year's to everybody. That's all